Hi, my name is Felicia Sneh, and today me and my groupmates Jia Yao, Ong Jai Sheng, and Shabil Aiman will be talking to you about why an abortion should be legalized. Now, before I go in depth and talk about the reasons on why in fact abortion should be legalized all over the world, I'm going to give you a very brief explanation on what in fact is an abortion. An abortion is the termination of a pregnancy. It is the removal of a fetus or an embryo before it is fully developed into a baby. Now, abortion is a very controversial topic and even a very controversial action. It is usually never encouraged, and most people commonly around the world frown upon it. Religions, even such as Islam, Judaism, Christianity, all go against the very idea of an abortion. Liberals, however, such as Gen Zs and even open-minded people, all agree and support the action of an abortion because they are basing off of human rights. So today we are going to explain to you the main reasons on why people such as liberals and Gen Zs and even open-minded people support the very action of abortion as we do too. So today, me and my groupmates are going to talk to you about the 4 main reasons on why we believe that abortion should in fact be legalized. The first reason would be safety and health, which will be explained by Jia Yao. The second reason, women's rights, will be explained by me. The third reason, population control, will be explained by Ong Jai Sheng. And finally, the financial instability, which will be explained by Shabil Aiman. So now I'm going to pass the mic over to Jia Yao.
Hi guys, my name is Jia Yao, and today I'll be talking about the safety and health issues in unwanted abortions. Statistics from the World Health Organization shows that 25 million unsafe abortions happen each year worldwide. The pie chart shows that nearly half of the worldwide population has undergone unsafe abortions, and 1 in 3 unwanted abortions happen in the worst conditions. So, what are safe abortions? An abortion is considered safe if it's done with a method recommended by the World Health Organization and appropriate to the pregnancy duration. If the person providing or supporting the abortion is trained, it is safe to conduct a good abortion. If either of these conditions are not met, the abortion is unsafe. So, what leads to unsafe abortions? Firstly, the lack of sexual education in schools. Students in poorer countries do not have access to sexual education. Second reason is the lack of affordable contraception. Young adults do not have access to affordable contraception, so they might risk unsafe abortions rather than spend large sums of money. Third reason is the lack of abortion care in poorer countries. In less economically developed countries, there isn't much government funded medical health care, especially towards abortion, as it is a sensitive topic and the government does not want to interfere with it. Lastly, the stigma and embarrassment. Young students might not want to let parents, friends, peers, or teachers know about their situation as they are shunned and degraded in their society, because this might risk them education or future employment as well as being looked down upon. Now, I will show a flowchart about how lack of knowledge on abortion might lead to unsafe abortions. As you can see, socially unacceptability, parental response, education, and embarrassment plays a key role in leading to unsafe abortions. There are devastating effects of unsafe abortions. Many unsafe abortions lead to deaths from many diseases, such as hemorrhage, infections, and sepsis. Up to 500,000 children are motherless each year due to unsafe abortions, as researched by the World Health Association, and will grow up with no mother figure to depend to. Mothers will also be mentally and physically drained after having an unsafe abortion. So how do we guarantee safe abortions? There are two main methods to safe abortions. Firstly, only use tablets prescribed by a medical professional, preferably recommended by the World Health Organization. Secondly, go to a reliable health facility to undergo surgical procedure as it reduces health risks. Thank you.
Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about women's rights in the context of an abortion. And there are two sides here known as pro-life and pro-choice. Pro-life are known as anti-abortion, who go against the very fact of abortion being legalized. Whereas pro-choice, like myself and my groupmates, we believe that one should give the choice to the woman on what she wants to do with her body. Now, the term pro-choice has become so synonymous to being very dismissive, very callous towards the fetus, when it is actually the very opposite. It's more about giving the woman a right to choose with what she wants to do with her body. That she alone has the final say on how her body is being treated. So if she decides to end an unwanted pregnancy, and since it is her body, she has all the right to do so. A woman should not have to worry about social or legal backlash when she wants to have an abortion, because circumstances can always be worse. There are around 9,000 rape victims who end up pregnant each year, and over 100,000 cases of incest. And 2/3 of teenage pregnancies end up unwanted because they don't have adequate contraceptives. Under all these circumstances, it is always safer to have the option of an abortion available for every woman who decides to do it. In all these different aspects and views, we should also consider one thing, which is that we should treat the woman as a person also, and not just a container for the fetus. And we should therefore give greater consideration to the woman, but also think about the unborn child. Abortion is also a form of healthcare, and by saying no to abortion and making it illegal, it's basically saying no to giving healthcare towards women, and that is a basic violation of human rights. In conclusion, women should have the ability to choose what they want to do with their own body, and if pregnancy is a choice, abortion should also be a choice. The denial of an abortion is basically denial of healthcare. A woman shouldn't just be seen as a mother, but she should also be seen as a human being with rights of what she wants to do with her own body. Thank you. And I'm going to pass this over now to Shabil.
Hi, my name is Shabil, and I'll be talking about the financial instability towards abortion. So first of all, child support. We all know that this is important, and there has been a lot of research that has been made, and they say that on average, women who are unable to access abortions, they will go through a really bad debt. They will go through a lot of debt. Not only that, about 80% will most likely have negative financial records, such as bankruptcies, evictions, and not only that, they're going to have a poor credit card score, basically. This means that it's gonna be hard for them to make loans or anything, basically. So these are the reasons that could lead to child support. First of all, lack of sex education. This is very common when couples, they do not wear condom while having sexual intercourse, and this will lead to unplanned pregnancy. And then we have lack of money management. This is very common for couples when they do not know how to manage their money wisely. They would, for example, spend a lot of money before the pregnancy, and then in the long run, they could not sustain the baby and themselves as a family. And then we have young and unemployed couples. Again, they are young. First of all, they're young, so they could not get a job that could sustain the baby and themselves. And then, say, they are also unemployed. So, again, this is also related to unstable income and lack of money management. So, in the long run, they could not sustain the baby. And then, lastly, we have uncommitted partner, where when they have a baby, one of the partner will leave the other partner. For example, the father of the baby left the mother and also the kid, vice versa. So these are the reasons that could lead to child support. Lastly, financial implication. This is for the government and also the authorities or any NGOs basically. So as child support cases increases, there will be greater risk of an economical loss. Um, there has been many researchers and lots of results have shown that legalizing abortion reduces the percentage of poverty, and not only that, it also reduces the percentage of welfare. And although child support is beneficial, with the increase of demand, um, the only supplying assumably government will soon be spending way too much money, and it could lead to an economical loss. So again, this is why I think um, abortion should be legalized. Yeah.
Last but not least, abortion should be legalized since it aids in population management across the world. No country wishing to reduce its growth rate to 1% or less can expect to do so without widespread use of abortion. This observational research, which drew on the experience of 116 of the world's most populous countries, including China, United States, and Russia. These countries backs up the claim that abortion is critical to any national population control strategy. The key conclusions here are that, with the exception of a few countries with rapidly aging populations and strong contraceptive prevalence rates, affluent countries will need to keep abortion rate in the range of 201 and 500 abortions per 1,000 live births to keep growth rate below 1%. The current abortion rate in the United States, for example, is 426 per 1,000 live births. For developing nations, including Indonesia, India, and Malaysia, have a unique and tough combination of conditions that need a larger dependence on abortion. For the least developed countries, including Myanmar, Burundi, and Malawi, that wants to restrict its growth rate to less than 1% can do so without extensive use of abortion, which occurs at a rate of more than 500 abortions per 1,000 live births. Abortion access is a required but not sufficient prerequisite for achieving growth rate of less than 1%. In order to reach growth rate of less than 1%, a high contraceptive prevalence and also a high rate of abortion is also required. A growing generation with a resultant rapidly growing number of young fertile women, poor contraceptive use effectiveness, low prevalence of contraception, and poor or non-existent contraceptive system are among the unique and difficult set of circumstances that will necessitate even higher abortion rates in developing countries than in developed countries. These figures illustrate that high newborn baby and child mortality rates can help to control population growth, which sound absolute inhumanity, but it's still facts. I know some of you might still can't accept abortion should be legalized since it is murdering an unborn baby. But most of these enmity stems are from a strong religions and moral restriction. If abortion is not legalized, people and teens or even women who live in poor and rural areas are more likely to be pushed to illegal and dangerous abortion. However, if abortion is legalized by the government, they can ensure that all women or teens or human people who wants to have an abortion may do it safely, and of course the cost is much more cheaper.
To summarize what we have covered today, we touched lightly on the reasons why abortion should be legalized, which is our human health and safety, women's rights, population control, and financial instability. We believe that abortion should be legalized as it will bring a lot of benefits to one country, and we hope that you do as well. Thank you.